Jake Conway, number 12. And who did I forget? Aaron Boynton, number 22, jumping center. And he'll be jumping against number 23, Chad Jackson. So it's Jackson jumping against Boynton. We'll get the Springfield lineup here momentarily. The Raiders and the Cosmos tonight from Riverside. The tip is controlled by the Cosmos. This is Husband with the ball, bringing it up. Adam Husband. He gets it to
Aaron Boynton.
All right, Boynton. Here comes Mayhew now for the Raiders. Gets it back outside. He goes to Eaton now. Over to Conway. Going inside to Bailey. And he wanted to go to Boynton. And the ball goes out of bounds. So the Cosmos will inbound it here. We got Matt Rushford, number 30. 32 is Adam Husband. You got to get 22 in there. That's Scott Keith, number 22 for the Cosmos. So it's Husband. Number 12, Adam Crary. Crary. That's Husband now. It's got to be A.J. Husband's younger brother.
Yeah.
Shot from outside. It's good. Three-pointer. And number 12, that's Crary. So Crary gets the three-pointer, and the Cosmos are up here with 6:57 left in the first quarter of play here from Springfield. Mayhew into Bailey. Bailey almost got tied up inside there. Goes to Conway outside. And that one's a three. Jake Conway. Three-pointer for the Raiders, and it's 3-3 here. 6:39 first quarter, back the other way. And Scott Keith with the three-pointer. So it's a game of three-pointers so far here. 6:28 left. First quarter, the Cosmos up 6-3. Conway goes inside to Bailey, and Bailey muscles his way in. We got a fall underneath.
Number 30.
This one's going to go against Matt Rushford of the Cosmos. And that's his first. That's the first team foul against the Cosmos. The Raiders with none at this point. 6:22 first quarter. Aaron Bailey at the line for Rutland. And Aaron sinks the first one. And he got them both. So Bailey puts the Raiders down by one. 6-5 now. Cosmos on top. Keefe at it. They go to, this is Husband. Inside, and the jumper, let's see, rebounded by Eaton. Ahead to Mayhew for the Raiders. Goes to Eaton. Over to Boynton now. Boynton's going to take it from outside. And bounces around. Rebound, Bailey underneath. Put back up there by Aaron Bailey. We got a foul underneath here. Let's see. It's going to go against, was that Jake Conway or?
24.
24, Aaron Bailey on the... Okay, so Bailey with the personal. That's his first. And the Cosmos bring it up. Crary now working outside. Oh, that's a Husband. And that's the
Jake Conway.
Ball against Conway, Brian. The Raiders aggressive on defense. Couple of quick fouls. 5:38 left in the first quarter, 6-5. Springfield on top here.
Travel.
And Husband dragged the pivot foot there a little bit, so they're going to turn the ball over. And the Raiders will inbound it. Bailey. You've got Bailey, Mayhew, Eaton, Boynton, and Conway for the Raiders. Mayhew going inside and knocked away. Let's see. It'll be a Cosmo ball out of bounds here.
Off and Boynton.
Okay, the ball into Adam Husband. Brings it up for Springfield. Gets it into Crary. Crary now goes to, they go to Keith, or back to Husband. Well, it's Scott Keith with the ball, working against Mayhew. Back outside to Crary. Husband now. A lot of motion there by the Cosmos. Went to Keefe, back to Husband, back to Keefe. 4:53 left, first quarter. 6-5 Cosmos. Shot by Keefe doesn't go. Rebounded. And Boynton pulls it down for the Raiders. Ahead to Mayhew to Eaton. And Jake was going to go in with it. Thought best to come back outside. Now he goes to Mayhew. Over to Conway. Conway looking inside. Goes to Bailey and knocked away. It's going to be a Cosmo ball out of bounds here. 4:30 left, first quarter, 6-5. The Cosmos on top here. This one here at Riverside this evening.
Number 20 in for the Cosmos. 30 is out.
Let's see, 20 for Springfield. And Mike Stevens in there for Springfield now. We got a whistle.
It's on 20.
Is that, okay, so Stevens picks up the personal, just came in. And that's Mike Stevens with the foul. The Raiders will inbound it now. 4:18 left, first quarter action. Mayhew wanted to go inside to Boynton, knocked away. Picked up by Crary, and he gets it ahead to Husband. They go down inside, back to Husband, three-point land, and it doesn't go. Rebound, Boynton. Ahead to Mayhew. Gets it to Mayhew. Mayhew now go over to Eaton to Conway. Jake wanted to go back. Wanted to go to Bailey, and it's knocked away. It's picked up by Husband. Outside and off the front of the rim. They're rebounded by Conway. The Raiders brings it down. Jake's going to go all the way in, and we're going to have a foul, Bill. I think it was before the shot. Out in front there. 1-2 with the push. That's Adam Crary for the Cosmos that picks up the personal. Checking in for the Raiders, John Lynn, number 25. Raiders inbound. It goes to Lynn to Conway. Conway down to Eaton now. Eaton back outside to Mayhew. Back to Conway to go inside to Boynton. Goes inside to John Lynn. Lynn up off the glass. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Stevens of the Cosmos. He gets it ahead to Husband. Adam Husband now bringing him.
Got off to a quick start, then it come to a screeching halt here.
Yeah, it did, didn't it, Brian? Well, they were lighting up the scoreboards here with those threes, and all of a sudden, nothing. A couple of foul shots by Aaron Bailey of the Raiders, and that's been the last of the scoring. Husband from way outside. Mayhew bringing it up for the Raiders. Gets it back outside to Lynn, to Conway from three-point land, and that one doesn't go. Boy, they're stone cold now. Back the other way. That one's good. Scott Keefe with the bucket for Springfield, and it's 8-5 Cosmos. Back over the other side now to Eaton. Turn around off the glass and in. Pretty shot there by Jake Eaton. Makes it 8-7. Springfield over the Raiders now with 2:19 left. Outside, Crary with the three-pointer.
Springfield's not afraid to throw them.
Well, I'll tell you, no, they're not. That's a trademark, I'll tell you. 11-7 now. Springfield on top, inside into the lane. They called Boynton for steps. Joe Duval checking in now for the Raiders. Check that Raider lineup. You got Conway, Duval, Lynn, Boynton, and Mayhew in there for Rutland. Husband now working against Conway. Let's go back outside to Crary. Now they go to Keefe. Inside to Stevens with the turnaround, and it's good. Mike Stevens with the bucket, 13-7. Cosmos on top of the Raiders here with 1:30 left in the first quarter. Duval now goes inside to Lynn. The Raiders turn the ball back to the Cosmos here with 1:20 left. Now, look out. This is Keefe from outside. Doesn't go. Rebound, Boynton. And Mayhew and Coach Kinsman wants a timeout. So we'll take a timeout. Springfield 13 and the Raiders 7. We'll be back.
We're back.
All right, we're back, all right. Back at Riverside here at Springfield. It's the Cosmos 13, the Raiders 7. With 1:06 left first quarter, and the Raiders have the ball. This is Mayhew. Goes inside to Boynton, the turnaround, and it's good.
Springfield's got quite the band down here.
They do. They do a wonderful job. They've always been noted for their band. The numbers are a little depleted than what they were years ago, but that's true with a lot of high school bands nowadays, Brian. The Cosmos now with the ball. This is Scott Keefe working against Mayhew outside. Goes to Crary now. Crary got the three-pointer there. He got the hot hand in the early part of the first quarter. Ball knocked out of bounds, and let's see, it'll be a Springfield ball, I believe.
33 seconds left in the quarter.
Number 31 checking in for Springfield. That's Seth Wyman. And also checking in for the Raiders, Dave Paller, number 31. They're going to hold for the last shot here. Husband, and he goes to Wyman now. Back outside, Adam Husband. It's at the Keefe. Back to Husband. Husband and Keefe playing toss and catch here. 5 seconds. Somebody better throw it up here before too long. Keefe's going to let it go, and that one's going to fall short. So after 1 quarter of play, it's the Cosmos 13 and the Raiders 9.
We're back.
All right, back at Springfield here, second quarter action. Duval goes to Conway. Conway, Duval, Lynn, Mayhew, and Paller, the lineup for the Raiders, and Conway going in close, didn't get it. Back come the Cosmos now. This is Keefe. This is Stevens with the turnaround, and it's rebounded underneath there, controlled by the Raiders. Duval pulls it down, gets it ahead to Mayhew, to Conway. And they go into Dave Paller, and he's hammered there by number 23 of the Cosmos. Chad Jackson coming up with the personal. 13-9, 7:24 left, second quarter action. Dave Paller going to the charity stripe. Checking back in now for the Raiders is Jake Eaton, number 21, and also number 24, Aaron Bailey. So Bailey and Eaton back in the action here, along with Duval, Dave Paller at the line, and Chris Mayhew in there also for the Raiders. That's your lineup. 7:24 left, second quarter. And Paller, Dave hasn't seen much action. He had an injury, and he makes the second of the two. All right, back we go. Outside, Cosmos working it here. This is Crary. Crary had the hot hand with the three-pointers in that first quarter. They go to Stevens. Stevens out to Crary, over to Keefe now. Scott Keefe working for the Cosmos, working against Mayhew, and a jumper in the lane there, and he got it. (15-10) Cosmos over the Raiders here with 6:40 left, second quarter. Aaron Bailey now goes to Paller. Gets it to Eaton outside, got it. Pretty jump shot there by Jake Eaton. 15-12 now, back the other way. Keefe, and Chris Mayhew is going to pick up the personal here. Conway's back in. Conway comes in for Mayhew, so it's Conway, Paller, Bailey, Eaton, and Duval for the Raiders. Crary, and we got another whistle here. This one's going to go against Conway. I think that's Jake's second personal, I believe. 15-12, 6:20 left. Second quarter action from Springfield. Keefe outside. Rebounded is controlled by the Cosmos. The jumper is up. Underneath is Stevens. And Mike Stevens with the bucket for the Cosmos. 17-12, 5:59 left. Second quarter action here from Riverside. Ball stripped away. This is Wyman for the Cosmos up off the glass. Seth Wyman with the basket. 19-12. Springfield on top. 5:43 left now. Second quarter here. Conway back the other way for the Raiders, and it's good. Jake Conway with the basket. Things starting to heat up again there. They opened up with a bang with the three-pointers in that first quarter, and then both teams kind of fizzled out there the rest of the quarter. There wasn't much scoring to speak of. And that one's going to go sailing out of bounds. It'll be a Raider ball. All right, here we go. Raider ball. Eaton. And they're going to get Jake Eaton for palming the ball here. Carey. So they turn the ball back over. Springfield's ball. 5:09 left. Second quarter. 19-14. Springfield with the lead over the Raiders. All right, back come the Cosmos now. Crary goes into Wyman. This is Keefe now. Back to Curry, back to Keefe outside. Keefe working against Conway. Keefe drives, and he dished it and went right to Eaton. Jake Eaton brings it down for the Raiders, stops, pops, and that one comes up short, but Boynton's right there to put it up. Aaron Boynton with the bucket, 19-16 with 4:30 left in the second quarter. Pass, and let's see, number 40 in there for the Cosmos. It's Russ LeBrun, and that's a travel. So Wyman travels, and checking back in is Mayhew for the Raiders, checking out Joe Duval. So it's Bailey, Mayhew, Eaton, Boynton, and Conway for the Raiders with 4:18 left here in the second quarter. 19-16, the Cosmos on top. Mayhew now goes to Boynton. They go inside. Conway, and doesn't get a rebound. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and it's a control by Mayhew. Just brings it back out, sets some things up here. Wanted to go inside. Now he gets it back to Eaton. And let's see, we got a blocking foul here.
23?
23, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Chad Jackson with the personal. I believe that's his first. 19-16, 3:50 left here. Second quarter action from Springfield. And the ball will be in the Raiders' end of the court here. Conway lost it momentarily, got it back, goes. And we got a fall here. Let's see who got
again.
this one. Jackson picking up the personal. So two quick ones on Chad Jackson for the Cosmos.
1-1.
So the Raiders here going in the bonus situation.
Number 20 coming in for 23, Mark.
Okay, so 20 is Stevens. Mike Stevens back in the ball game. He's checked in for Chad Jackson. And at the charity stripe will be Aaron Bailey for the Raiders. I'll tell you, Bailey's been perfect tonight from the free throw line.
Don't jinx them now, Mark.
Okay.
That was only 6 now they're saying?
You can't do that. You shouldn't be blowing the horn when the kid's getting ready to shoot the free throw, though.
That was only 6 fouls, so that means it wasn't a 1-1?
It wasn't a 1-1. Well, let's see.
We're going to see. So they didn't count the point. It's going to be
it's still yeah.
Ball underneath.
Okay. All right, so the Raiders will get that was 6 fouls.
Yep.
16 fouls against the Cosmos. They sent. Well, Bailey made 1. It didn't count, so now the Raiders will inbound here. Conway looking to go inside. There it is, the dish to Boynton off the glass and in. Aaron Boynton with the bucket. 19-18, 3:32 left. Second quarter action from Riverside here. The Cosmos and the Raiders. Mike Stevens now gets it to Scott Keefe for the Cosmos. Keefe working against Jake Conway out there. Controlled by Eaton. Gets it ahead to Mayhew. Mayhew to the lane, off the glass and in.
First lead, 20-19.
First lead, and the Cosmos want a timeout. They don't want this to get out of control here. 20-19, the Raiders up. 3:07 left. We'll be back. All right, back at Springfield, 3:07 left, second quarter action, and it's 20-19. The Raiders with their first lead of the ball game here. That's Husband now, gets it to Crary. Crary working against Mayhew out there, goes back to Husband. Adam Husband now goes to Keefe. Keefe looks inside, goes to Crary. Crary with the jumper, and he gets his own rebound. Knocked away by Mayhew. Conway tried to bounce it off of Keefe down there. And let's see, the Raiders, it worked because the Raiders will inbound it. So Bailey, Mayhew, Boynton, Eaton, and Conway in there for the Raiders. 2:33 left, second quarter. And the Raiders up by 1 here, 20-19. Bailey back to Boynton. Conway's going to take it inside the circle, doesn't go. Rebounded there by number 30 of the Cosmos. That's Matt Rushford in there for Springfield. There's Crary now. Crary goes to Husband. Husband looking inside. It goes to Rushford in the lane there. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Mayhew. 1:58 left now. 20-19. The Raiders up. Second quarter action from Springfield. There's Boynton with the basket off the glass. How many times have we seen that tonight? 22-19. The Raiders now. 1:43 left, second quarter, and this is Keefe outside. Goes to Crary. Crary to Husband. Now Husband. Stevens with the turnaround, and it's good. Get that nice jumper in the lane. So Stevens with the bucket, and it's 22-21. The Raiders on top with 1:18 left. Boynton steps it out. Gets it to Bailey. Bailey passes it to Conway. Conway back to Boynton. Boynton's got to dish it back to Conway from three-point land. Got it. Jake Conway, three-pointer for the Raiders, 25-21. The Raiders on top with 58 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play from Springfield tonight. The Cosmos now. Down low, turnaround by Rushford, and it's up and in. 25-23. Back the other way, we got a whistle in the lane. There's a foul. I think this is on...
Should be 1-on-1 now, Mark.
Yeah. Who's that? Rushford picked it up. I think Matt Rushford picked up the personal. Now that should be...
Must be not.
Wait a minute there. I guess they must have called that against the Raiders, but I don't know who picked it up.
Yep.
All right, back to the action here. Keefe driving and blocked by Boynton. Aaron Boynton with the block on Keefe's shot. That was a beauty. That's Stevens there from outside. Doesn't go. Rebound the Raiders. Mayhew.
17 seconds.
Well, you know they're going to hold for one here, Brian. 25-23. Raiders on the with the lead. Inside to John Lynn, and they're going to get John for steps in the lane. And the Cosmos will have the last shot here to end the first half of play. Beautiful block by Boynton on the other end there of Keefe's shot. All right, this is Husband, and good defensive play by Conway. Knocks it out of bounds here with 2 seconds left. So the Cosmos will have one last shot here. Last.
One alley-oop.
2 seconds. There you go. Husband will inbound it for Springfield. And he goes to Rushford, and he didn't get off enough. That'll do it after 1 half of play. It's the Raiders 25 and the Cosmos 23. All right, back at Springfield here, getting ready for the second half of play, and it's 25-23, the Rutland High Red Raiders on top of the Springfield Cosmos here. First quarter, Brian started off with some three-pointers. I thought it was going to be that way all night, but both teams cooled off, and then they got going back in the seemed to pick up a little bit of speed in that second quarter. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. Husband now gets it to Keefe to Crary. Crary wanted to go inside there, back to Husband. We got a foul underneath. Jackson's going to get called for the foul. Chad Jackson, I think that's going to be at least his third. So Jackson gets called for the personal. So Bailey will inbound it. We get the Bailey, Mayhew, Conway, Eaton, and Boynton for the Raiders. 7:45 left here. Third quarter action from Springfield's Riverside Gymnasium. This is Mayhew now working against Crary. Goes inside to Boynton. Boynton had 8 points in that first half there. Most of them off the glass. Boynton steps it back outside. Goes over to Conway. Conway now on the go in the middle. Boynton got the rebound though off of the pass. And it's controlled by the Cosmos. Keefe brings it up for Springfield. It's going to take the three-pointer right off the bat, and he's got it. Scott Keefe with the bucket.
Puts the Cosmos back in the lead by 1.
26-25, Springfield now. Boynton goes to Bailey. Bailey looking inside. Finally gets it to Boynton. Boynton working against Stevens out there. Goes to Mayhew now. Mayhew over to Conway. Conway dishes to Bailey. Bailey's going to take it. Doesn't go. Rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a Raider ball. Chris Mayhew had it in his hands, and Crary knocked it out of bounds. So the Raiders will inbound here with 6:41 left in the third quarter. He gets it to Eaton. They go to Conway. Conway, and Jake's going to get called for steps. Cosmo ball, 6:36 here, third quarter action. Husband now working against Eaton, goes to Crary. Crary goes to Keefe, and that one doesn't fall. Rebound controlled by Eaton.
Number 20 gets called
Mike
for the foul.
Stevens. Yeah. So Stevens will pick up the personal. And that's Mike's second. Raiders will bring it up here. Mayhew.
You keeping track of these team fouls this time, Mark?
We're trying.
Two on the Cosmos.
Okay, we got 2 so far. It's kind of tough because of the scoreboard down here. Bailey now. So Bailey's going to take it to the lane, loses the handle, and it's controlled by Springfield. Bringing it up will be Keefe. Goes to Husband. And they go to Rushford, back to Husband. Over to Crary now. Crary goes to Keefe. Keefe's going to take, no, I thought he was going to take the jumper. Went to Rushford in the lane. And Rushford gets fouled by Aaron Bailey of the Raiders. And I think I've got Aaron for 2. So that's Bailey's second. He's going to take a seat. John Lynn will come in. So you got Lynn, Conway, Boynton, Eaton, and Mayhew for the Raiders. And at the line is Matt Rushford. .27 now. And, okay, 27-25. Cosmos on top. John Lynn rebounds for the Raiders. And this is Chris Mayhew bringing it up for Rutland now. Mayhew goes inside to Boynton, and Boynton's going to put it off the glass and in. And we got a foul on top of that. Well, Boynton with the bucket. And he's also fouled on the play. I didn't catch the number of the player that fouled him there, Brian.
Neither did I.
Well, the Cosmos have got at least 3 team fouls now. So Aaron Boynton at the line, and a chance for a 3-point play here.
Who's the foul on?
And it rolls around, goes off, and it's rebounded by Stevens of the Cosmos. And he gets it ahead to Keefe now. Keefe takes the jumper from outside, comes up short, rebounded by Husband, back to Keefe. Goes up again, and this time Boynton comes down with the ball. Gets it ahead to Mayhew. Mayhew goes back to Boynton, they go to Conway. Conway looking inside, goes cross to Mayhew in the lane, and he's fouled before the shot.
That's number 12.
Number 12, that's Crary. Well, the foul on Adam Crary of the Cosmos. And I got him for 2. Mayhew will inbound it here for the Raiders.
14
underneath
fouls.
to Boynton off the glass.
Nice
It's been the combination tonight. Mayhew to Boynton off the glass, and it's 29-27 Raiders. Conway. Jake Eaton stuck his hand in there, stole the ball. Conway with the bucket.
Rutland up by 4. Timeout.
And
Cosmos.
Springfield coach wants a timeout here. 31-27. The Raiders over the Cosmos. We'll be back. All right, back at Springfield. It's 4:40 left here in the third quarter, and it's 31-27. The Raiders on top of the Cosmos here. Springfield ball. This is Keefe. He goes to Husband. Husband looking inside. Guarded by Eaton out there for the Raiders. Husband now goes inside to Rushford, and they're going to... What do we got here? We got
2-0.
Boynton. I think he called Boynton for the foul, didn't he?
No, it's on the...
Yeah, it had to be. It had to be a Raider foul. I think he called it on Aaron Boynton, Brian.
Huh.
Well, that's only his first, so he's not in any foul trouble at this point. 31-27 Raiders. Husband with the ball. Crary's going to put it up. Rebounded by Stevens, blocked by Boynton. And unfortunately, Boynton gets called for the foul underneath there. So he picked up a second foul rather quickly. And that was in the act of shooting. So Mike Stevens for the Cosmos step into the charity stripe here with 4:13 left in the third quarter of play. All right, Mike's got another one coming here. And the second one goes. So Stevens gets 1 of 2. Boynton goes to Mayhew for the Raiders, and it'll be a Rutland ball. 31-28 now with 4:08 left in the third quarter of play here from Riverside.
That was a little messed up play there. I think Conway was supposed to bring the ball up that time.
I think so. I think they got their wires crossed. Mayhew to Conway now. Conway outside, being guarded by Keefe. He goes back to Mayhew. Chris goes into the lane. Nice dish to Johnny Lynn, and it's up and in. So Lynn with the bucket. 33-28. Cosmos with the ball. The Raiders with the lead here. Rushford. And he goes to Keefe. Keefe wanted to go back to Crary. Mayhew steals. In the lane of Boynton.
Oh!
Boynton wanted to jam it. And that didn't quite work, and I don't think Coach Kinsman is too pleased with the results of that play. They had a perfect steal there. Outside, Keefe. And rebounded by Lynn for the Raiders. Gets it ahead to Mayhew.
Whoa.
Long pass, and it goes off Eaton's hands. And 3 minutes left in the third quarter here. The Raiders up 33-28. And it'll be a Springfield ball.
Duval in for Eaton. Hello, Mark.
Well, here we go. Springfield ball.
I didn't know if you took a soda break yet.
Yeah, really. And we got a double dribble here on Springfield. Well, I'll tell you, the coach didn't think so, and the crowd didn't think so here on this side, but it'll be a Raider ball here. 33-28 with 2:47 left in the third quarter. Joey Duval in there. So Duval, Mayhew, Lynn, Boynton, and Conway for the Raiders. And now we got a whistle away here.
32.
Let's see. Yep, this one's going to go against Husband. A fall away from the basket. I think that's Husband's first. Well, the Raiders will inbound it. Chris Mayhew inbounds it for the Raiders to Joey Duval. And Husband's all over him.
Good look,
looks inside to Lynn, and he's fouled. Russ LeBrun with the personal for Springfield. So John Lynn stepping to the charity stripe here with 2:36 left in the third quarter of play. And John Lynn on the line for the Raiders. Johnny's got another shot coming here. And the rebound's controlled there by Springfield. Knocked around, finally picked up. Husband will bring it up for the Cosmos. Goes inside. This is LeBrun now. They go outside to Husband in the Stevens. Keith back to Husband. And I got a feeling they're going to, if they live by the three, they may die by the three here, Brian.
Yep.
2 minutes and 5 seconds left, third quarter action here from Riverside. 33-28, Raiders on top. And Conway, it's knocked away, and he got the ball back, but he was on the line.
On the line. Jake got some air on that one.
Well, I guess. So the ball goes back to the Cosmos, and Husband will bring it up for Springfield. Duval, Mayhew, Lynn, Boynton, and Conway in there for the Raiders. This is Scott Keefe now, turnaround jumper, and he got it. Keefe with the bucket, 33-30, 1:35 left here in the third quarter of play. Mayhew and Boynton had the handle, knocked out. Let's see. Springfield ball inbound. Let's see. Ethan Barron checking in for the Raiders. All right, Cosmos will bring it up. This is Keefe. Knocked away by Lynn. And going to get called for the personal, I believe.
No, it's Ethan Barron.
No, it was Barron. Okay, so they called it on Barron. John Lynn had the clean block anyways from the vantage point up here. So Ethan Barron picking up the personal. And at the line, Scott Keefe for the Cosmos. First one goes through the twines, 1:16 left, 33-31 now. Rutland on top of the Cosmos. And there'll be a Raider ball. Mayhew bringing it up. It's Mayhew, Barron, Boynton, Lynn, and Duval in for the Raiders. Goes to Boynton up off the glass, and he got his own rebound and still tipped around. Barron saves it, and that doesn't go, and we got a fall underneath here.
John Lynn, I believe.
I'll tell you, the Raiders, I think it was John Lynn on the personal. No breaks at all underneath the basket. for the Raiders anyways. So Lynn picks up the personal. 50 seconds left, third quarter. The Raiders up 33-31. And we may have a close game going into that fourth quarter there. Lynn with the ball. So the Raiders will hold here for one shot with 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Mayhew working against Wyman, and they got a 5-second call against the Raiders. So they worked it down to 24 seconds. Springfield takes the ball over here. 33-31 Raiders. All right, this is Husband working against Duval out there. He goes to Keefe. Well, you know Keefe is going to take the last shot. I got to put money on it. He'll be the one. And there's Keefe under the basket. He pushes it back out to Husband. 3 seconds left. Stevens, and that one doesn't go. I thought for sure Keefe was going to take that last shot, Brian. 33 for the Raiders, 31 for the Cosmos, and we'll be back with fourth quarter action momentarily. All right, back at Springfield, fourth quarter ready and underway here. 33-31, the Raiders on top. And Mayhew, Conway, Duval, and he'll take the shot, doesn't go. Lynn goes off John Lynn's hands, and Aaron Boynton in there also for the Raiders. So the Cosmos now bringing it up. Husband goes to Wyman with the jumper and doesn't go. Boynton with the rebound. Aaron Boynton's been the workhorse here on the boards tonight for the Raiders. Mayhew now will set it up for Rutland here with 7:25 left in the fourth quarter. Wanted to go inside to Boynton, knocked away, rebound and controlled by the Cosmos. Wyman gets it to Husband, and Adam Husband will bring it up here for Springfield. He goes to Crary. Crary's going to stop and pop, and it's rebounded by Boynton again for the Raiders. Boynton controlling the boards here. Mayhew's, and he gets it to Conway. Conway's going to take the three, and he's got it. Jake Conway with the three-pointer. And it puts the Raiders up by 5. 36-31 with 6:46 left in the fourth quarter. Crary goes to Wyman from outside. He puts it in. Three-pointer for Wyman. So far they've matched three-pointers here. 36-34, the Raiders on top. They go to Boynton. He goes back to Mayhew now. Mayhew, he had Conway underneath there. And Duval, and that goes out of bounds. I think it's last touch by Conway. So it'll be a Springfield ball. Coming in for the Raiders is Jake Eaton, number 21, and checking out is Joe Duval. With 6:20 left here in the fourth quarter. 36-34, the Raiders on top of the Cosmos, and it'll be Springfield's ball. Stolen away by Conway. He's got Mayhew, the pass, and up and in. Good defense there by Conway, and he had Chris Mayhew wide open, so it's 38-34. Raiders on top. This is Crary, wants to go inside, knocked away by Boynton, and it's going to be a Raider ball out of bounds.
Seesawing back and forth, rolling up by 4 now. 5:50 to go.
5:50 here left in the fourth quarter. And this is Mayhew bringing it up for the Raiders. Goes to Bailey now. Aaron Bailey into the ball game. Eaton's in there. Boynton. They go back to Mayhew. Mayhew goes to Eaton now. To Bailey. Over to Conway. Looks. They had Boynton open there. It's knocked away by Keefe. He brings it down and knocked away by Conway with the block. And a three-pointer by Crary. Well, it was a strange sequence of events, I'll tell you. Conway came down, blocked Keefe's shot, was knocked back, and Crary took the three-pointer. In the Boynton underneath, he dishes it back to Bailey, and Bailey's going to get called for steps. 38-37, the Raiders on top here with 5:02 left in the fourth quarter. And the way the Cosmos shoot the threes, anything's possible here. Wyman underneath to Stevens, and it goes. And that's Jackson with the bucket.
Cosmos takes the lead.
All right, 39, there's Boynton with the other end. Pretty pass and a pretty play there. Boynton off the glass, and it goes up and in. 40-39, and Rutland back on top now. Springfield, we got a whistle underneath.
That's going to go against Chris Mayhew.
All right, Mayhew picks up the personal. Let's see how many, I think that's only his second. So it'll be a Cosmos ball out of bounds here with 4:25 left, fourth quarter. They go to Keefe. Side to Stevens with the jumper, and he nails it. Mike Stevens with the basket, 41-40, Springfield back on top. The Raiders now with the ball. Bailey over to Boynton. Boynton looking, and he gets it to Eaton, and they're going to get him for steps. Jake Eaton turns it back to the Cosmos, 41-40, Springfield on top with 3:56 left in the ball game. Or in the fourth quarter, I should say.
Yeah, there you go, Mark.
Well, Cosmos and the Patriots went at it, and they went to 3 overtimes down at Mount Anthony the other night. Springfield turns it over, and the Raiders will have it inbound here with Bailey. We'll go over that lineup. Bailey, Mayhew, Boynton, Eaton, and Conway in for the Raiders. 3:40 left, fourth quarter action. Mayhew underneath to Boynton, lost the handle, and it's picked up by Keefe. And he brings it up for the Cosmos now. 3:30 left, fourth quarter. Wyman working against Eaton out there. They go to Crary, over to Keefe. Scott Keefe's going to take the three-pointer, and he's got it. Well, that's his third of the ball game. 44-40. The Cosmos on top here with 3:07 in the fourth quarter. Mayhew, and it's up and in. Chris Mayhew with the basket, 44-42. Hang on to your seats here. 2:55 left, fourth quarter. Back the other way, Crary. And he goes to Jackson, taken away by Bailey. The defensive work out there by Aaron Bailey of the Raiders, and Mayhew brings it back for Rutland. They go to Eaton now. Gets it to Conway. Back out to Mayhew at the top. Over to Eaton, down to Boynton. Down at the wing, now they go to Bailey, and back to Eaton, over to Mayhew. 2:26, Mayhew puts it up, doesn't go, rebound Jackson for the Cosmos. He gets it ahead to Crary. And Cosmos call timeout. Springfield 44, the Raiders 42. We'll be back.
We're back, Mark.
All right, back at Springfield Riverside Gymnasium here. It's 44-42. The Cosmos on top of the Raiders with 2:18 left in the ball game here, in the fourth quarter anyways. Springfield's ball. This is Scott Keefe bringing it up for the Cosmos. Gets it to Wyman now. Wyman outside to Husband. Husband gets it back to Wyman. Wyman looking, and he goes to Husband, back out to Keefe outside. He's dangerous from three-point land. That one got his own rebound, though. He followed his shot. You don't see that too often nowadays. And he puts it up and in, and he gets fouled on the play. And they're going to get Aaron Bailey, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's on the white 23.
Okay, they called it on Jackson then.
Yep. Bucket was good, but...
All right, the basket was good by Keefe.
That's 5 on him.
That's Jackson's. I had him for 4, but that's 5. So they're going to put Rushford back in, I believe. Matt Rushford will be coming back in for the Cosmos. So Jackson's out. Jackson is gone with 5. It's 46-42. Springfield on top, and back down at the other side of the court. It's a 1-on-1 here for Aaron Bailey of the Raiders. And the last time Aaron stepped to the line,
took it away from him.
Yeah, so let's see if we can keep it this time. He's got it. 46-43 now, 147 left, or 149 left. In the fourth
Springfield
quarter.
on here, they make all kinds of noise when they go to the
Boy, they do, don't they? So Bailey gets it. Got a both, 46-44, 144 left in the fourth quarter here, and the fours are wild here at Riverside. All right, this is Husband. And he gets it, wanted to go, he got the Rushford, he gets it to Wyman, and he wanted to go to Stevens. It goes out of bounds here at 129. Left in the fourth quarter. 46-44, the Cosmos on top.
Timeout coming.
And timeout, Coach Kinsman calls, and we'll take a timeout. Springfield 46, the Raiders 44. All right, back at Riverside, Springfield on top, 46-44 over the Rutland High Red Raiders with 1:20 left in the fourth quarter here. There would be a Raider ball. Boynton will inbound it. He goes to Mayhew. Mayhew, Boynton, Eaton, Bailey, and Conway is your lineup for the Raiders here down the stretch. All right, it goes to Mayhew, and let's see, back out to Boynton. Boynton into Conway in the lane, back to Boynton, back to Conway. Aaron Bailey with the ball now. Bailey goes to Jake Eaton. Raiders running some time off here. Now it goes Mayhew, and it doesn't go. Rebound, Conway puts it up and in. 46-46. Conway with the bucket would come back the other way. And Springfield with 38 seconds left. All right, this is Crary now.
Hold it up and go for the win with 30 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
They certainly are. Keefe. And I don't know who's going to be taking... you certainly don't want to foul him. All right, Springfield call a timeout. 46-46, 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back at Riverside, 46-46. And we're all tied up here with 19 seconds to go. Springfield will have the ball. All right, it goes to Keefe. And he'd be my guess to take the last shot here for the Cosmos. Down to 10 seconds. Keefe with the ball, working against Conway. Down to 6 seconds. Crary. Whoa. And he trips. And no call on the play. Timeout, Dave Kinsman. And the partisan Springfield crowd didn't like that call, or no call, I should say. We'll be back, 46-46. All right, back at Springfield here. 3 seconds on the clock. And it's all knotted up at 46 apiece here. The Raiders and the Cosmos. Raiders will inbound it.
Got the big guy guarding the out-of-bounds ball.
Yeah, they do. That's a good defensive move by Springfield there. That's Rushford going against Conway. Conway with the pass and hits the crossbar there up above. It hit the rafters.
No time off the clock.
And no time expired. 3 seconds remain. And now the Cosmos have a chance here to win it. Keefe will inbound it. Goes to Rushford. Knocked away by Eaton. 1 second left.
Good defensive play by Conway there.
That was an excellent play. Jake Eaton with the, he knocked the ball away, Brian. Heads up play.
I got to take this gum out of my mouth so I can talk now.
There you go. So Husband will inbound here. 1 second left on the clock. They go to Keefe. The turnaround jumper doesn't go, and we go to overtime. 46-46. We'll be back for the overtime.
Maybe.
Shortly. Back at Springfield, ready for the overtime period here between the Raiders and the Cosmos. 46-46. And to recap it there, the Raiders had the ball out of bounds for 3 seconds. And they threw it inbound, hit the rafter here at the ceiling. And Springfield had a chance. They had a chance.
They're lined up the wrong way here.
Yeah, here we go. Now they're straightened out. So we are in overtime. And Boynton jumping for the Raiders. Rushford for the Cosmos, and the Raiders control. And you got the starting lineup in there for the Raiders. Mayhew, Bailey, Boynton, Conway, and Eaton.
Good luck.
And Boynton with the turnaround doesn't go. Crary brings it down for the Cosmos. This is Keefe now with the ball. Keefe going against Conway. Goes out to Husband. Husband looking for Crary. Crary retrieves it. 46-46, 3:30 left here in overtime. Husband now with the ball, goes to Keefe. Scott Keefe's going to take it from 3 points. And off the back of the iron, rebound and control by Mayhew of the Raiders. All right, Mayhew brings it up. Gets it to Conway from 3-point land. Doesn't go, off the back of the iron down at that end. And we're down to 3:05 left here, overtime. 46-46, the Cosmos and the Raiders. Husband going against Eaton, and they're going to get Jake for a blocking foul. And this will send Adam Husband to the charity stripe here for the Cosmos with 2:58 left in the overtime period. And that one doesn't go. Boynton with the rebound for the Raiders. 2:54 left. Conway's going to drive off the glass and in. The basket will count. And he's fouled by Rushford. Matt Rushford will pick up the personal. So Jake Conway with a chance for a three-point play here. 48-46, 2:51 left in the overtime period. And Jake doesn't get it. Rebounded by Crary of the Cosmos. So Crary brings it up now with 2:43 left, overtime. Into Keefe. Keefe working against Conway. He's going to take the jumper, and he's got it. That's a two-pointer. Scott Keefe with the bucket. And it's 48-48 here with 2:24 left. Goes to Eaton to Bailey. Bailey looking. Gets it to Boynton. To Eaton to Mayhew. Mayhew stops and drops it to Boynton. It's good. Aaron Boynton with the bucket. And it's 50-48 the Raiders with 2:03 left in overtime here at Riverside. The Cosmos and the Raiders. All right, it goes to Husband now. Husband looking for some help there. And boy, I tell you, that Raider defense doing a good job. Boy, that was close to a 5-second call. Off the glass and in. Prairie with the bucket. Well, I'll tell you, this is some ball game. 50-50 with 1:36 left now in OT. All right, that's Mayhew now. Gets it out to Eaton. Eaton. And lost it, and finally got it back. Conway, three-point land, doesn't go. Rebound. Mayhew comes down with it. He's in the lane. He wanted to go to Boynton. And Springfield will bring it up here, 50-50. There's 1:12 left in overtime. They go to Rushford now. Rushford gets it out to Husband. It'll be interesting to see who they go to now. 50-50, 58 seconds. I'm curious to see if they're going to hold for one shot here. Let's see. Crary with the ball. Long time left on the clock. And they go to Keefe in the lane. He dishes it back out to Stevens. Back to Keefe. And he puts it up off the iron. No good. Boynton And
on the line. Stepped on the line.
Keefe stole the ball, but he stepped on the baseline down there. So with 34 seconds left in overtime, the Raiders will have the ball.
Timeout.
50-50. And the Raiders call timeout. We'll be back. All right, back at Riverside Gym here, 50-50 with 28 seconds left in overtime. It's the Raiders and the Cosmos, and it'll be a Raider ball. Set that Raider lineup here. Mayhew, Eaton, Bailey, Conway, and Boynton in for the Raiders. We're in overtime. It's Mayhew now with the ball. Gonna hold. 22 seconds left. Mayhew gets it to Jake Eaton from three-point land. Doesn't go. Rebound Boynton. Conway.
No good.
Off the rim. 8 seconds left. Springfield's got the ball. Keefe. 4 seconds left. Three-pointer from Keefe. Doesn't go.
OT.
And we go to second overtime. Double overtime coming up. 50-50, and we'll be back.
Well, we have the crowd standing here for this timeout.
I'm running out of room on my score sheet here, Brian. Both teams scored 4 points apiece in, in that overtime, first overtime. We go to second overtime here. So we're in double overtime. It's Eaton goes to Mayhew. Same lineup in there. Conway, Boynton. Joey Duval is getting ready to check in for the Raiders. Mayhew to the lane, up and in. So Mayhew saw an opening, and he took it in, went in the twines. 52-50 now. Back for Springfield as Stevens doesn't go. Rebound is Eaton. Eaton with the rebound for the Raiders to Mayhew. 3:28 left here in second overtime at Springfield's Riverside Gym. Mayhew again in the lane. That one doesn't go. Rebounded by Rushford of the Cosmos ahead to Keefe. Scott Keefe working against Conway out there. Keefe, and he puts it up and in. Keefe with the bucket, 52-52 here with 3 minutes left in the double overtime. Mayhew to Bailey. Bailey up and in. Aaron Bailey with the basket off the glass. Pretty play. And Bailey gets the bucket for the Raiders, 54-52 with 2:42 left now. Back the other way, they go to Husband. Husband guarded by Eaton out there, looking for help. He goes to Crary. Crary over to Stevens. Stevens outside now. Back to Keefe. Scott Keefe in the lane. Takes the jumper. It's up and in. Scott Keefe, 54-54. The Cosmos and the Raiders all knotted up here with 2:13 left. Second overtime. And the Boynton underneath, and he's fouled, and I think they got Rushford on the fall here. Let's see. Matt Rushford for the Cosmos picking up the personal. So Boynton was fouled. Jake Eaton will get a breather. Joey Duval is in for the Raiders. And at the charity stripe, Aaron Boynton for Rutland now. 54-54 with 2:08 left.
I can hear the crowd down here.
And I'll tell you, getting awful noisy. Boynton missed them both. Conway gets the rebound, he's fouled. Jake Conway with the putback. And he's fouled on the play. So this will send Conway to the line. I'll tell you, this is a rough place to get
number 40 for the Cosmos.
Okay, so 40 picks up the, let's see, that would be Russ LeBrun for Springfield, gets the personal. Now Jake Conway. Conway sinks the first one. Makes it 55-54 Raiders. And Jake will get a second here. Oh, this is Conway sinks them both. It's like playing at Cameron Arena there, and if you're playing Duke, it's the same type of atmosphere. 56-54, and back come the Cosmos. The Raiders up here with 1:54 left in double overtime. Joey Duval picking up the personal for the Raiders. Scott Keefe with a 1-on-1 here. So Keefe will step to the line. And Joe Duval on the personal. 56-54, the Raiders on top with 1:53 left in the second overtime period here. Keefe, and he sinks the first one. And Keefe gets them both.
Ties the ball game back up.
56-56 with 1:48 left in the second overtime. Mayhew now brings it up for the Raiders. The Raiders, Conway, Duval, Bailey, Boynton, and Mayhew in there for Rutland. Boynton goes to Mayhew. Flips it to Bailey now. Bailey looking inside, goes to Conway. Jake in the lane, puts it up, doesn't go. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, and he's fouled, and the basket's good. Conway with the bucket. And Jake's got a chance for a three-point play here with 1:22 left in the double overtime.
It's a hostile crowd down here.
Oh, it is, I'll tell you. And Jake gets the three-point play. Conway makes it 59-56. The Raiders on top.
Number 30 comes in for number 40 here for the Cosmos.
Okay, that's, let's see. Rushford's back in for Springfield then. Duval, Mayhew, Bailey, Boynton, and Conway for the Raiders. Back comes Scott Keefe for the Cosmos. Gets it to Stevens. Back to Keefe from three-point land. It's good! Scott Keefe with the three-pointer, and it's 59-59 here with a minute left in the double overtime. All right, back comes Mayhew. In the lane with the runner, and it doesn't go. Boynton rebound, nope. Controlled by Stevens now. So now the tables turn, and the Cosmos have a chance here with 41 seconds left. All right, this is Crary. Goes inside to Rushford, back to Crary. Crary skips it across to Keefe now. Keefe working against Joey Duval. Steps it back out, goes to Crary. 27 seconds left. Second overtime here, 59-59. And Crary, boy, awful close to dragging that pivot foot. They get it back outside to Keefe.
15 seconds
Keefe
left.
working against Duval now. Duval with the good defense. Keefe stops, goes to Crary.
He's looking for a shot.
Back to Husband. Husband. Steal by Conway. Jake Conway down the other end. It's off the glass and in.
Yes!
And the Raiders win it. 61-59. And they're mauling Jake Conway down there at the other end of the basket. He stole the ball with 4 seconds left, Brian. What a finish. Double overtime. And Jake Conway puts it away for the Raiders.
61-59.
Well, I'll tell you, what a ball game. 61-59. 2 overtimes. They're going to have to get the oxygen up here, I'll tell you.
That'll do it for us, Mark.
Okay, Brian, we'll see you again. We'll be back in action on next Tuesday evening, a home game. It'll be Jack Healy's turn to do the play-by-play. This one was a doozy, Brian. Good working with you again, and we'll see you down the road.
Take care.